I know I'm a day late, but I just wanted to go over East versus West results and give my thoughts on a few of the matches. So first, Mindaugas beat Oleg Cherkasov 3-0. Mindaugas looked super strong. I said in my prediction video that I wanted to see the winner of this match face Yanis, and I still would like that. I do think Mindaugas would beat Yanis. And I don't know how Yanis did in the tournament, by the way. I haven't seen footage of that yet. I just got to watch the East versus West today. Second match, Batcho Saakashvili over Adam Warszynski. Destructively, he just totally smashed him. And Batcho is only 18 years old. I definitely think this guy, assuming he's able to keep his weight at 95 kilos, I think he will be the future world champion. Maybe even in the next year or two. I'd like to see him face Paul Lynn next. I think he needs to win one more before he deserves a shot at the title, but he looks strong AF. Zurab Robidgent went kind of how I expected. Rob looks strong. He's strong. I'd like to see him go back over there and pull someone else. I'm not sure who would be the best match for him, but I don't know, maybe him against Batcho. That might be interesting too. I would go Batcho, but I think Rob is probably a little bit stronger than Adam right now. And it's a different style, so you never know. I don't know if you don't forget all the matches. Oh, Daniel Prokopchuk looked insane. Like I thought he would beat Doug, but he just completely destroyed him. Like it wasn't even close at all. I really want to see Daniel have a rematch with Nerdalot. I think that they didn't have a super match before, but Nerdalot beat him for first and second at WAF last year, 75 kilos, and I certainly think without a doubt, well, Alan Zoloev too, but those two along with Alan are top 3 in the world at 75 kilos. Hold on a sec. Come on, Bennett, let's go. So we had Cody Merritt versus Alijan, and Alijan won pretty easily once he got him in the hook. But I do think that Cody was only a couple of percentages away from stopping him in the hook, and at least making him work a little bit. It looked like he was close to stopping him. And outside the straps, Cody was able to take his hand sometimes. So I don't think it was as far away as it looked, certainly. Like Cody was only maybe less than 5% away from being able to make it an even match. I said in my prediction interview I'd like to see Alijan, if he wins, face Dedekian. I don't think he would be able to beat Dedekian. If Dedekian cuts to 105 kilos, maybe. I think it'd be close anyway. But I would certainly go Dedekian. But maybe that could be a good match. Tobias versus Loletin went kind of how I thought. Loletin destroyed him in the straps, which I thought he would win easily. So he won even easier than I thought, though, to be honest. I think he's #1 in the world. I think he will beat whoever they put at him. He doesn't deserve the title yet of #1, the rank, but he will beat everyone they put at him going forward for the foreseeable future, for at least the next couple of years. We had, I feel like I'm missing one from the first 6, but we had Brandon Elsesser. I don't know why people call him Elselser. I think it's Elsesser. That's how it's spelled. I don't see how it would be Elselser. But Michael Todd and Travis Bajan both called him that. But first of all, I think Brandon is almost for sure the biggest 85 kilo arm wrestler I've ever seen in my entire life. And he looked very fired up and very strong. And you could tell how bad he wanted it. He was probably the most fired up guy of the day, in my opinion. You could tell how bad he wanted it. And in the end, he actually looked really strong. He was able to take David's hand outside the straps a couple times, but in the straps, once David got his hook set, he just looked another level in his hook. It kind of went the way I thought, to be honest, but Brandon did look really strong, and I think he deserves another match at East versus West. I don't know against who. Maybe if Prokopchuk pulls another 85 kilo guy, that could be a close one. I think Daniel's wrist is slightly less than Davitt's, so, and his arm is slightly less too. But I think it'd be close anyways, if that match were to happen. Just a possible maybe match that I could see being close. Arif Erdem versus Georgi Zaranov. This was the closest, probably the closest, well, one of the top 3 closest matches of the night, arguably the closest. Arif was really close to 3-0ing it. But in the end, after being up 2-0 with convincing easy wins, Georgi was able to stop him and win. Looks like Arif is super strong, but with no endurance, and Georgi has incredible endurance. I'd actually like to see Georgi. He's 270. If he drops down to 252, 253, maybe him against Devin at that weight. I don't think Devin should drop to that weight, in my opinion. I'd like to see him pull some more supers. But if Devin were to have another match at that weight, I think that would be an interesting match. I'd pick Devin, but with his endurance and incredible speed, I think that it could be interesting. I think Georgi, if he can make that weight still, which I'm sure he could if he wanted, is probably for sure top 3 or 4 at that weight. Top 3, I'd say. Then we had Paul Lynn versus Sasho, and this was probably the biggest disappointment of the night for me, because Paul was up 2-0 and it looked like he was going to win. I thought he had it in the bag, and I was really cheering for him, and Sasho ended up coming back to win 3-2. One of the, again, top 3 best matches of the night. It could have gone either way. To me, Paul looked slightly stronger, but Sasho was slightly more endurable. Or you could even say a fair bit more endurable, because once he, in the later rounds, once he stopped it and started to bring it back, Lynn couldn't really hold him, but I was really cheering for Lynn in that match. I thought he was gonna win. These guys are super strong. Paul's the real deal. To beat Sasho twice even, he's proven that he is undoubtedly top 5 in the world at that weight, if not even top 3. For sure top 5 at 95 kilos. Then, oh my gosh, Dave versus Ravaz. I cannot believe how easily Ravaz beat him. That was insane. This match might not happen for a while because Hermes is supposed to pull Jerry, but I want to see Ravaz pull Hermes. I mean, he beat Dave way easier than Hermes did. And I feel like that was a more prepared Dave, since when he pulled Hermes, he was just coming off his Loletten match recently. But Ravaz looks insane. I'm not saying he would beat Hermes, but I think he needs a match with like a top 5, top 6 guy. Maybe Jerry or Hermes. I know they're both gunning for Levon, so maybe whoever loses between Jerry and Hermes, that'd be going for Ravaz, in my opinion. I don't know, Ravaz might just beat both of them, to be honest. Rockley versus Angarbayev. Angarbayev looked dominant. Like, Rockley looked really strong. In the slips, they were pretty even. And right off the go, Rockley looked close to Angarbayev. Arguably even stronger on the first surge, but Angarbayev's like, his arm just doesn't move, and then he's such a complete arm wrestler. He just knows when to hit, how to hit him. He's the real deal. He's so strong and so smart and so technical. He's the full package. Yeah, in the end, I'd say Angarbayev won pretty easily that match, and I kind of want to see him pull. I don't know who I'd like to see Angarbayev pull next. Maybe Prudnik or, oh, Sandris maybe. Sandris, the only other guys at 105 that he hasn't pulled yet are Sandris and Hutchings. I think Hutchings is the #1 contender since he beat Rockley too. Come on, you guys. Come on. But, yeah, I think besides Hutchings, I don't think anyone else at 105 has a chance against him. Angarbayev's only climbing, and I would 100% cheer for John Brzenk if they had a rematch, but I think John's not getting any better anymore, and Angarbayev's just climbing, so it would be a tall task for John, in my opinion, especially if he doesn't beat him within the next year or so, because he's only getting older, obviously. But I think Hutchings is the #1 contender and should face Angarbayev, but I would put Angrabayev as the deserving champion. And then the last match, Devin Larratt versus Gennady. Could have gone either way, to be honest. In my opinion, the refs were more strict with Devin Larratt than they have been in previous matches, and I might catch flack for this, but I liked it. I'm sure a lot of people online are complaining about it. I haven't read anything online yet, but I would assume they are. They were giving Devin, following him, warning him for not squaring his shoulders when he was told, and Gennady was also turning his shoulders in. So you could argue that they were only giving Devin the fouls, but Devin was the one arguing about it. Gennady never argued about it, I saw, and I don't know. Devin just keeps saying, just say go, and it's like, in my opinion, and I know probably a lot of people will disagree, but in my opinion, Devin keeps saying, just say go. Well, if you just squared your shoulders, then they would just say go. So if you want them to just say go, just square your shoulders. But, I mean, obviously he's trying to get away with it a little bit, so he can win the match. And he knows it, so I'm not gonna lie, I was happy Gennady won, but I was disappointed, even though, like, you could say my patriotism isn't as strong as a lot of Americans. I was disappointed to see no Americans win any of the matches. That was pretty shocking, but yeah, that's my quick recap predictions. Who should Gennady face next? I'm not sure who else he's faced from America, to be honest. So unless he faces Dave in a rematch, but since Dave lost to Ravaz, I don't think he really deserves it, to be honest. Unless Dave beats Devin, they're pulling soon. So if he also beats Devin in the close back and forth grinder match, then it makes sense. I guess it all depends on how Dave does with Devin. Because if he loses to Devin, and if it's easy at that, then definitely like him and Gennady wouldn't make sense. So I don't know who Gennady would face next, unless he has a rematch with like Jerry or Hermes maybe. Those could be good ones. Or Czar, if he comes back and looks strong. Those could be good ones, but overall a great event, and thanks Engen for putting it on, and I look forward to the next one. I'm going to the East versus West Finals in North America, June 3rd in Virginia. Hopefully, of course I'm going to try my best to win, but there's a lot of strong arm wrestlers going. I think top 3 would be a good result even for left-handed and right. I've been feeling good right, so hopefully I can mix it up with my right. Hopefully I can at least be competitive and win some matches. See how far I can go. All right, thanks for watching if you did.